Hello, and welcome to a presentation of the benefits of employee stock ownership plans, which are commonly known as ESOPs. My name is Brian Sarazin, and I will be your narrator for this presentation, which was created by Michael Brown, founder and president of Michael's Transportation Service. In January 2009, Michael Brown sold 99% of his company, Michael's Transportation Service, to its 120 employees using ESOP financing. You may be wondering, what is ESOP financing? ESOP financing is a method whereby the future profits of the company are used to purchase the company over time. This enables a company to be sold for full fair value without need of external financing from a bank. This approach offers many unique benefits, one of which is that the owner may continue control of the company even after the sale. The next question you might ask yourself is, why would I do such a thing? Why would I sell my company to my employees? Well, you probably know that we live in a time of great disparity between the rich and the poor here in America. What you may not know is that this imbalance is not an accident. There are forces at work that have predictably caused it, and those forces continue to operate, making the disparity worse each day. Selling your business to your employees enables you to reward yourself and your employees at the same time. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. But when you sell him the pond, you become a part of the change we need in corporate America, a change that would begin to close the gap between the haves and the have-nots. So what is causing this gap anyway? Louis Kelso, a leading economist during the 50s and 60s, identified two causes. The first cause pertains to our political structure. On its face, America is a democracy. But when it comes to economics, we are a plutocracy. Plutocracy is governance by a wealthy few. Presidential powers are very limited in their ability to change or even mediate the imbalances created by this form of economic power. The second reason has to do with the characteristics of our society. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, our economy was driven by 90% labor and only 10% capital investment. Since then, and following advances in technology, the ratio has reversed. We are now driven by 10% labor and 90% capital investment. If we wish to overcome these two powerful forces, we cannot continue with business as usual. Wage compensation alone is not enough. We must broaden participation in capital investment. Large corporations are finding it difficult to compete. They are utilizing cheap labor overseas. Fueling this trend is the impact of unions, which artificially raise the cost of goods produced. Why are unions in disputes with management? Each group, labor and capital investment, seek their own narrow goals. Labor seeks higher wages, and capital seeks a better return. Both goals are reasonable. Einstein famously pointed out that we cannot solve problems without rising to a higher level of thinking. So what is the background to this dilemma? Labor unions were formed in the 1800s to protect the worker and to close the gap between rich and poor. Clearly, they are not a viable solution. Rather than pitting labor against capital, we must rise to a higher level of thinking where labor and capital work together. We can do this by enabling labor to participate on the capital side of the equation. And if we don't do this, here are some predictions Louis Kelso made in 1961. That we would see high inflation, we would lose our competitiveness, and that we would lose the integrity of our capital investment. All of these predictions have come true, and worse. Welfare is increasing, unemployment is near all-time highs, the working poor are on the rise, the middle class is shrinking, manufacturing jobs are moving overseas, and disparity is growing. America is becoming a nation of poor people ruled by a wealthy elite. We have the answer. Labor unions and faith communities should come together and demand economic justice. But instead of unionizing, labor should demand employee ownership, and faith communities should make the case for why. This solution doesn't require government. We can do it ourselves. Selling businesses to employees using ESOPs does not affect how companies are governed. Current owners do not lose control. They realize in cash the value of their businesses while also enabling their employees to accumulate wealth. And when an ESOP is installed, companies may operate tax-free. Best of all, there is no more tension between labor and management. Both work toward the common goal of increasing profits. Winco Foods is an excellent example of the power of ESOPs. It became an ESOP in 1985 when it had just 200 employees. It now has well over 13,000 employees in 6 states and has grown at an average annual rate of 21%. In spite of the many advantages of ESOPs, there are only about 11,000 of them installed. And this is out of an estimated 1 million companies for which an ESOP is feasible. America is facing a challenge today from global competitors. We believe that if we fully embrace the ESOP model, America can restore and maintain its dominance in the global economy. We challenge you to help make this vision a reality. If you know a person with a business, tell them about this presentation. If you are a business owner, consider selling to your employees. It affords an excellent succession plan while enabling a harmonious workplace. Here are some further benefits. Thank you for your attention. If you would like more information, please contact Michael Brown at Michael's Transportation Service.